You have found what lights you up. I'm your host, Sunny the Life Coach, and I'm here because I see you searching for something or someone out there to help you feel better. Something to take away the pain that you're feeling, the inadequacies. I know all of the things that happen in life can leave you feeling empty. Your search is over. This podcast is all about finding your own freedom and power to love yourself enough to shine in the ways you were always meant to, the ways in which you are already fully capable of. If you're ready for some real talk, some serious truth bombs, and a few F-bombs, you are in the right place. Let's do this. Let's get lit. Hey there and welcome. I'm so grateful that you are here. At this point, we should be winding down our summer, and those kids of yours, if you have kids, should be back in school or getting there quick. How was your summer? Either way, you can see the world around you start to shift when school starts back, Traffic gets heavier, school zones are activated. It's a change. Regardless, you have to navigate that. Even if that just means planning your trips around town based on the time of day. It is what it is. Also, getting old sucks. I've heard that from so many people in my life along the way, and I always thought, well, age is just a number, and I'm good with it. I'm healthy. My body functions just fine. I think I've mentioned that a few times. And that's all good until it isn't. I am closing in on a full week since I've been on my nature trails, and it's absolutely killing me. I miss it so much because here's what's going on. I had this seething pain set in on one of my toes. Nothing happened. I just started feeling like I'd had an injury or something, but I haven't. The final straw was last Friday when I walked for an hour, as I usually do, but my Apple Watch only recorded 5 minutes of exercise. That's how slow I was moving. It was ridiculous. And my husband had been out running on the trails, and he found me at one point just sitting on a wall. I had literally hit a wall and was trying to figure out how to get back home less than half a mile away. And he was like, "What's with you?" And I said, "My fucking foot." Of course. Because, we kind of had that insider knowledge, right? And we exchange friendly gestures in the form of middle fingers. And he moved on while I limped along behind him, way behind him. But it's not my whole foot, just one toe. And it doesn't hurt all the time, only when I walk. It really makes you understand how important every single body part that we have really is. I need every toe to be in full working order to have a good walking experience, don't I? Clearly, I haven't walked in a week. I am feeling sad about that. I did finally break down and see a specialist yesterday. X-rays were taken, no damage was found, but the ligaments appear inflamed. So I got blood work this morning. That was a whole experience I don't even want to relive, but let's just say we are leaning toward arthritis. What? Arthritis is for old people. Just when I was having all of this gratitude for every part of my body working as designed. So I've been thinking about this topic for a while, and it seems as good a time as any to introduce intuition into the conversation, because thought work is amazing. It really is. But it is not the be all end all. It is not the only thing. It is not the everything. Most days it may feel like it is, because once you get introduced to the concept of really paying attention to your conscious thoughts and where they end up leading you, even digging into your subconscious, it can seem as if your brain is in charge of everything. And I just don't believe that's true. You see, we have an entire nervous system, skeletal, muscular, vascular, all of the things, and they all have to work together in order to perform just the basic functions that we take for granted. Things like taking a power walk on the nature trails every day. The entire human body is truly a work of art. The very fact that we can walk around and breathe every day is something we might just be a little more attuned to after the past 18 months or so, right? Just having functional lungs and the capacity to breathe is freaking amazing. Let me tell you something else I've learned along the way. Your gut is considered to be your second brain. It is actually connected in some way to your central nervous system. The gut has a direct neural connection with the brain through the vagus nerve. Let me repeat that. A direct neural connection with the brain. Neural connection. Now, this is not a biology lesson, friends, as I am probably the person least equipped to provide that. I'm just relaying what I have learned or relearned because I really wanted to sleep through biology class, and I think that most of them I probably did. But I just want you to think about this for a moment, if it's the first time you're really hearing it, because I'm not your biology teacher, and you tuned her out because boring, who cares, we're here, and obviously we work and we function. Yeah. Until we don't. Where do you think the term gut instinct comes from? We don't talk about that a lot. We talk about really diving into your brain, when I say we as life coaches, and how to manage your mind. But what about the rest of us? Is that just unimportant? Well, my second toe on my left foot suddenly seems pretty fucking important right about now. So, it all matters. And I haven't talked that much about getting in touch with your body and your spirit as much as your mind, because let's face it, when we first learn about the ability to manage our minds, it's like all of these doors of awareness start to open and we think, oh, let me really look at these thoughts I'm having and even dissect them, see what they're made of, and consider reconstructing them entirely. Yeah, that is absolutely a thing that you can do. And you know what else you can do? You can listen to your intuition, your inner knowing. Connect to your spirit guides, your mantras, your affirmations, your prayers. Whatever you are connected with, you can do those things too. And some situations call for that over thought work, don't they? What is your intuition? Intuitive decisions are based on data in a way. When we subconsciously spot patterns, the body starts firing neurochemicals in both the brain and gut. You may have heard me say on a few occasions that I felt out of alignment in certain situations. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to explain what it means to me in my own words. Being out of alignment doesn't mean so much that cognitively what I'm thinking doesn't jive with another person, but I also take into account what I am feeling. Like energetically, we are not on the same level, not fully connected or at peace. In fact, this alignment I'm talking about can play a much bigger role if I allow myself to connect to my body and my gut, or my second brain. That is my intuition. And while, yes, it can come from patterns through experience and learned behavior, it can also seem random and in some way even divine, because it is. Your intuition is your inner guide, your inner god or goddess, however you want to view it. I personally love the idea of having an inner guide or goddess. I really do. And I think that not enough of us truly listen to that. Let me give you a couple of examples. There are times that you know when you meet someone that you just click and have this connection, right? Sure, you're having thoughts about the encounter, but you're also having sensations in your body that are screaming, yes, yes, to all of this. This is my person. We are meant to be close friends or soulmates or lovers, whatever the situation. This is meant to be. It is meant for me. You can view this as a thought, and I think that's partially true, but it is also coming from that second brain of yours, your gut. Then you move forward with whatever this relationship is because it just feels right. Everything is a hell yes. And somewhere along the line, your actual brain steps back in and suggests to you that because you have this soul connection, everything this person does is the right thing. And by right, I mean in alignment with your inner self. You following me? This isn't about biology anymore. This is about your soul, your spirit, and how we are better served in living this life by being just as connected there as we are to the random freaking thoughts that we have on a daily basis, moment to moment. And a lot of times, these two are connected, those two brains of yours. You might make the initial connection through your gut, and then your monkey mind steps in and says, yeah, I love her, so therefore everything she does and says, I will follow. Ha! How about no? Because she is her own person, and not every single thing she says or does is going to be aligned with your desires, your purpose, and your potential. We are unique. We have to think for ourselves and make intuitively based decisions for ourselves based on the path that we are walking. Here's a recent example. I have a dear friend whom I absolutely adore who decided to write a book featuring a group of women entrepreneurs. And when she asked me to participate, I was flattered because I had thoughts like, she thinks I'm good enough to be a part of this book project. Wow. It really got me in the I am enough spot. It hit that spot. So, of course, I allowed my ego to lead and make the decision. And it wasn't until we got a little farther along in the project that I started feeling all of these internal signals of misalignment. This is wrong. No, this is not me. Not this title and not this subject matter. I mean, how often have you heard me on here talking about what a badass entrepreneur that I am? How to be successful, where successful means making lots of money or having lots of followers, being an influencer, things like that. How often have you heard me talk about that kind of shit? And I don't mean that subject matter is shit. I mean, it's not my subject matter. It's not me. It's inauthentic. It's wrong, in air quotes, wrong for me. And again, in the spirit of there is no right or wrong, there just is. You know why I say it like that? Because it's right for her, but it's wrong for me. And to a neutral party, perhaps you listening to this today, it just is. It doesn't become right or wrong until we have thoughts about it or we have an intuitive nudge. Hey, your gut is screaming that you need to take another look at this. And in this example, I started out with thoughts. I didn't explore my intuition until later, which did help to guide me back to my thoughts that had changed to, or maybe a better phrase is evolved to, this isn't for me. This feels wrong. This is her core business and life purpose. It isn't mine. And so, should I continue playing along just because I love her and I want to keep our friendship? Well, what did my gut tell me? My instinct was, get out of this now. And then my thoughts became, this is not for you. If you want a book, have it created on your own terms, not following someone else's dream. So I wished her the best and all of the success she desires and deserves, and I got myself out of it. And I believe that her intentions were pure and her purpose is honorable. I just wasn't full body aligned with that message. My brain said yes because it was her. But my gut said no because it wasn't me. Does that make sense? It's difficult to put into words all of the ways that we should listen to our bodies and indeed our intuition. It's difficult to put into words what really comes naturally to us, but has been tamped down over a lifetime of conditioning. You know, you can Google any damn thing these days. You know what I found when I searched how to listen to your intuition? 9 things. Number 1, shh, listen. Number 2, trust your gut feeling. Number 3, feel. Number 4, be ready to let bad feelings go. Number 5, be deliberate about the people you hang on to. Number 6, pay attention to what's going on around you. Number 7, connect with others. Number 8, find time to be silent and still. Number 9, use your dream time well. Yeah, it really is that simple. And that requires spending some time alone with you, some quality alone time. This was the first result when I Googled that particular string of words. And you all, I just cannot tell you how much I love that Googled is now a verb. As a former IT professional, it's just fun times. I'll share the link in the show notes. I'm not going to go too deep here today. I just want to introduce the concept. I think number 8 is the one we don't talk about enough. Being in solitude. Again, being alone does not equate to being lonely. But being in solitude, listening and tuning in to yourself. We don't do it because we are conditioned by society to go to the point where we don't value quality time alone with ourselves. We didn't learn how to do it as children because our parents didn't learn how to do it when they were children, and so the beat goes on. But you know what? We can learn a lot from indigenous people, from the simplicity and the joy of simply being in the experience of this moment right here, right now. Perhaps think about pulling back on the go and trying to make sure that you are receiving approval from all of the people and go inward. Find it within yourself. Have a little gut check. As Rumi says, keep silent because the world of silence is a vast fullness. As much as I want you to explore and begin to understand your mind, I also want to see you fully embrace your entire body and, yes, your soul. It's all connected. When something doesn't sit right with you, listen, observe, learn. Just like I can't walk well when one single toe is not functioning, nor can you or I navigate this life effectively if we aren't checking in with all of the parts of our mind, body, and spirit. So get a little quiet with yourself sometimes. Your intuition is a gift worth receiving, one that is highly underrated, one that you fully and completely deserve. Yes. Listen. I am absolutely certain that you can learn volumes about yourself and the world around you in doing just that. Light up, shine on.